class, today is our 5th meeting for Structure 1. I do really hope that from all of the videos that I have sent you, that I have already asked you to open, you can understand. And still, if you do not understand, or if you feel that my explanation is not clear, or maybe I'm speaking too fast or what, you can just private chat me or chat me through the group. It's okay. If I will be so happy to help you, because I do really want you to understand all of the things that I have talked to you before. Okay, so our topic today is about past simple. Past simple is our next unit. While past simple is almost quite the same with present simple, the difference is only the use. While present simple, the timeline is in present tense, in present time. Past simple, the time is in past time. Okay, now we check the use. Past simple is used to describe the activity that was done in the past. It happened in the past and it took place in the past time. So compared to the present simple or present tense, which talk about the activity that is done repeatedly and like the general truth or the knowledge or blah blah blah. Meanwhile, for the past simple, we just focus the activity that was done in the past, and then it was happening in the past, which took also place in the past time. Past time can be mean like for something that it's kind of like a real past time. Even a second ago, you can also say it is past simple. However, it is just like a second ago, people would not really care that it is past simple or not. People sometimes will still think that it is present simple. Not only a second ago, sometimes people will think that an hour ago, or maybe a minute ago, even a day, yesterday, I mean. People just sometimes will think that it still belongs to present simple. While sometimes can be in present simple, sometimes can be in present perfect, which later you are going to learn to. But then for now, just think the simple one is everything that is happening in the past, you can think that it belongs to past simple. Example: Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart started composing at the age of 5 and wrote more than 600 pieces of music. Well, hey, maybe some of you know who is Mozart. Yeah, the one who is really great in composing music. So he started, over here I'm using started because the activity of Mozart do the composing was happening, the activity of Mozart composing the music happened in the past. That's why I am using started. And then over here too, the activity of writing done by Mozart of 600 pieces of music, it happened in the past, took place in the past time, and also was done in the past. That's why I'm changing the write become wrote. Now, as well as present simple, for past simple we also have the use of be. But don't worry, past simple for the be we just got two only, was and were. Was named mainly for singular subjects like he, she, and it, and for I also. Meanwhile, for the were is all for the plural subjects like you, we, and they. For the past simple without verb, we have the formula for the positive. This one is for without verb, yeah. So subject plus be plus noun for noun or adjective. Let's look at this table. I, Jimmy, she, and the dog. Jimmy can be replaced by he. The dog can be replaced by it. Yeah, it is just the same with what you have learned in the present video. Yeah, previous videos. Here, all of this you are using was, and then this one, yeah, can be named for noun or adjective. This one, all of this, I guess this one belongs to adjective. because noun usually there is a the or what. Now how about for this one, the one who use were? Okay, this one, you, Jimmy and I can be replaced by they, Jericho and I can be replaced by we. All of this because it belongs to more than one, so you have to use were. And then this one still the same like the previous table. This one all belong to the adjective. How about for the past simple for the negative one? Just plus not, between the be and also the noun adjective. It is the same rule applied to the present simple, if you still remember. As well as this one, plus not between the be and the noun or adjective. For the interrogative, be you have to put it at the beginning of the sentence, and then followed by the subject and followed by the adjective or noun here, as well as this one. Just remember that if you want to make it into the interrogative form, put the be at the beginning of the sentence. And then for the answer, yes, and then it is followed by the positive answer here, positive form. And the same thing for this one, past simple without verb for the positive answer for the answer. So it also applied with the same rules also for the present tense for the positive answer. So it is positive answer, you have to answer for the yes, followed by the subject and followed by be and then noun or adjective. So the point is yes and then followed by the positive form or positive pattern from the tense. So yes, blah blah blah, yes, blah blah blah. Okay, here I try to mix from was and then were from the subject itself. And then for the negative answer, no followed by the negative patterns, subject followed by be followed by not and blah blah blah. And then here is the sample. I try also to mix. You see, no at the front at the beginning of the sentence followed by the negative form. So this is for the past simple without verb. Now how about for the past simple with verb? For the positive, subject followed by verb 2. I ate an apple until the dog jumped the sewage. So all of this followed by verb 2 and then the object. For the verb 2, later on I will also explain. I will explain in the end of this slide. Now for the next is positive verb 2 for the next subject. It also followed by verb 2. So the point is you do not need to think whether you have to plus SOES like in present tense. So you have to differentiate between the use of the singular subjects and also plural subjects. But for this one, all of the subjects you make it all the same. You have to plus verb 2. Done. As well as for the use of did not for the negative one, it also applied for all of the subjects. For this one too, you see, I for the singular until the dog, all of this belong to the singular, so you have to use did not. By the way, because of the negative, the verb that before in a positive one, it should be in verb 2, but for the negative you have to make it into verb 1. Just consider that the verb 2 has been taken by the use of did, because this one is really to indicate that the sentence belongs to past simple, so you do not need to use did, do not need to change the verb into verb 2 again. And like I said just now, you do not need to think about the subject because all of the subject will use the same. See, no different. Meanwhile, if you still remember in present tense, you have to think which sentence that have to use do, which sentence that have to use does. Not this one. All of the subjects just use did. Okay, how about for the interrogative? It also the same. So all of the subject use did. And then remember, did you have to put at the beginning of the sentence, and the verb you have to make it into verb 1 because you have used the use of did already. So just say that the past tense is stolen by the did, so this one becomes verb 1 again. As well as for this, for the subject that it is plural, this also use did. They do not have any difference with the singular subjects. How about the positive answer? Yeah, it also the same. Yes, followed by the positive pattern of this. Remember, when you are saying about the positive pattern, you have to back again that you have to use verb 2. Okay, so here you see, back again, add, drank, left, and jumped. Okay, how about for the negative answer? So no followed by subject for did not verb 1. It means that this one belongs to the negative pattern. The same with this one. Now we come to the additional one for past simple. We have the regular verbs and irregular verbs. What are the regular verbs? Regular verbs are the verbs that have the regular pattern of the transformation from the basic to the past participle of verb 3. The verbs are added with D or ED at the end of the verb. You can read this one in your module too. So the point is, the verbs for the regular verbs is just need to plus D or ED. Well, if you want to know how to know some verbs that have to plus D or ED, well, if the verbs that ended with E, just plus or edit with D only. However, most of the verbs, if I'm not mistaken, need to plus ed. And then how about for irregular verbs? Irregular verbs are the verbs that have irregular pattern of the transformation from the verb 1, verb 2, verb 3. Most of them are different. Some of them may have the same. Some of them for the second and the third form, they are the same. Some of them, even from the basic form until the last one, they are all the same. So that's why we said the irregular verbs. And then, is there any pattern or how do we know it? Well, there is no pattern. Like all this, like you have to memorize it. The way how you memorize it, I guess that you just need to use English more and more, and then you will know and understand the pattern and also the transformation from the verb 1 until verb 3. These are some examples: work, 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 jump, jump, jumped, washed, washed, washed. Yeah, this one all you just need to plus ed. Yeah, this one is not ended with e, so you plus ed. Remember, this one is only for the regular verbs. And then for the regular verbs, second verb and the third verb, they are all the same. However, for irregular verbs like live, left, left, there is no plus ed or d. But this one, second and the third verb, they are the same, but they are completely different with the first verb. And eat, at, eaten. You see, this one completely different from the first until the end. Cut, cut, cut. This one is completely similar from the first until the end. So that's why that for irregular verbs, like or dislike, you have to memorize it. Without you memorize it, you will get confused or you will not know whether these verbs belong to regular or irregular verbs. Don't worry, there are not many. But if you don't start by today or you start by right now, you will get confused or you will not know what are the irregular verbs. Okay, I think that's all for the past simple. Remember, past simple is just quite similar with present tense. The difference is only for the timeline. Past simple runs at past time, while present tense runs in present time. Okay, so again, if you have any questions, just contact me. Okay, goodbye and see you.